I used to just buy things that I liked, never really thinking this was ever going to be a collection. When Anupam came back from university in 1996, he met friends and artists his generation, and we had just moved into a new home in 1998, and he was wanting to buy younger artists to put up in his apartment.
I would go to the exhibitions with my friends who were artists and not necessarily talk about their own work, but about what other artists were doing. So kind of look at it through their eyes. I was lucky to be in the right place at the right time. They had a view which wasn't just inward looking towards India, but actually being a citizen in this international world that we inhabit.
What we do like to do is to actually go to the countries or go to artist studios, and of course see their exhibitions, and then take a decision. But whatever we decide on, whether it is me or Anupam, we consult each other.
In the art world, there's so much kind of noise. I mean, there's so much kind of static sound of what people say, what the buzz is, what consultants are telling you, what the gallery spiel is, what the artist is trying to project. So I think what's interesting about the two of us is, since that we do our own research, you cut through that noise and we become each other's sounding board.
Yeah, because we have no consultant telling us, go for this is the next big star, or this is not going to be so great. I think we just basically go by our own instincts and see what we really like and what touches us. We may or may not disagree all the time, but that doesn't matter, you know, it's a learning process for both of us.
We agree to disagree sometimes, but that's fine.
Anupam had bought this piece by Subodh Gupta, which was cow dung patties, and they had to be made fresh at home. There were 20-30 women from the village who were roaming all around the house making these cow dung patties, and if you realize that cow dung, when it is fresh, it really smells. The whole house was stinking, I think, for about 10 days till the cow dung didn't dry, and then it would be, then it sort of got normal. But in the meanwhile, we of course had mice running around the house because they wanted to nip at the cow dung.
Because we'd opened all the doors and windows to let the smell out, and then that also let the mice in. So there was a minor conflict of interest between art and nature and my family and me and
animals.
It was a tough week.
There is no museum in India or Delhi which shows just contemporary art. The National Gallery of Modern Art, the collection stops in 1970. They have not really bought anything after that. Whoever were coming to India were then being directed to our home. Oh, if you want to go and see contemporary art, go and look at their house, because that's the way they live. They live with all the art around them. And in one place you will see different artists. And I think we never really thought that this was very important. We just were having fun, buying things. But slowly, I think our lives got taken over by all the visitors and people who were coming from all over the world. We were also lucky at the same point that my husband was making an office building, and he was not using the entire space there. So we suggested to him that why can't we do something with the extra space that he has? And that is how we thought of Devi Art Foundation.
Where the foundation is located is actually in the fastest growing suburb of Delhi, which is full of offices and residential areas. And unfortunately, as growth is sometimes unplanned in India, it doesn't have a lot of cultural centers in this part of town. So it was important to kind of have a place where people could come and see something which was an alternative to just work and, you know, daily living and entertainment.
We had a collection which became the core for all these young people or non-curators to actually use and make exhibitions. And these are open, free to public.
India doesn't also have a culture of not-for-profit spaces. The government institutions have a certain kind of art which is safer, which is less experimental that they show. And looking at other regions, India and all of its neighbors have such a shared history, but the exchange that happens between these countries is on economic or political lines. It is very rarely on an artistic level. So it was interesting to have that dialogue, and to have that dialogue in Delhi, the political capital of India. I think people or civilizations get remembered for their art. Devi Art Foundation is such a small part of what India is, and hopefully it's just a way of capturing this moment in time. And it really does feel like a beginning of a lot of hard work in the future, and where we go from here, and also hopefully beyond us. It's not just going to be about us. It should have a life of its own and grow beyond us and continue. But that's a very long-term ambitious dream. At the moment, it's about getting your hands dirty and getting the work done for the next show.
We enjoy what we do. We're passionate about art. And not only art just in the form of paintings or installations or video or any such thing. We passionately love music, we passionately love dance, theatre. So it's a journey, and I hope the journey continues.